What was the feeling compared to past spring games coming into this one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, spring game environment. I don't think it's that different because every spring game I've played, I've had to prepare to play actually. So not that different in terms of preparation. I think in terms of the leadership role, obviously that's changed, but I think that's kind of been the case throughout spring. So it's been something I've been working on for the past 4 or 5 months. So nothing all too different, but prepared the same way largely.
Jonah, as a former tackle, can you break down your confidence in Elijah and Mason on the left and right side?
Yeah, I've been super confident in them. Leading up to now, I think they've had a great spring. They're obviously both, very talented with good frames. I think, especially Mason, over the past couple months, I think there's been a big, sense of maturity and mentally, there's been a lot of improvement. Just, really seeing him, grow into himself, which has been good. But at the end of the day, those guys are hard workers, and I'm confident in both of them.
And Zach, so you guys lost a couple veterans from last year's team in your group. How do you think yourself and the group has grown during the spring so far?
Yeah, I think we just got to play as one unit. Like we said, not just as receivers, but as an offense. I'm just trying to get that chemistry with each other, learning from each other every day. I may take some of the outside receivers may take them from the slot. So just trying to get each other better every day and work as one unit.
If you had to name a starter right now, who would be you were playing today. That was how do you kind of maintain the mentality that you had since the holiday pull through the rest of the summer through the fall to kind of lock down yourself, and make tennis, I guess, a start to
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think my mentality or approach has been based on Lincoln saying or Coach Riley saying that I'm the starting quarterback or not. My job is to lead this team, do everything I can to help us win. So it's not predicated on what's said publicly. It's predicated on that locker room and what's said privately. I'm excited about the work we did this spring and excited about that going forward.
Zach, you go against these dudes every day in practice. The DBs, they have tremendous length to play with better technique. What has Coach Lynn's philosophy brought to the team that you're noticing in the DBs?
Like I said, for offense, just kind of playing as one unit. I feel like just not being an individual player and kind of having those individual mindset while you're out there on the field. Because defense, I feel like you have to have a certain scheme, dropping in certain zones. Everybody has to be on the same page. And I feel like he's just done a great job, just making sure everybody's all together as one unit, and it shows out there on the field.
Dylan, you have a unique aspect on
Watching the defense from last year to this year, what's the one biggest step you would say that you've seen from the defense this year?
Yeah, they make you earn it this year, and I think it makes us better as an offense. The biggest kind of area I noticed is going back and watching our install cut-ups offensively, and obviously we'll watch them in practice against the defense in the previous years. And there were definitely things that were largely open that are not normally, no, that are not now largely open for lack of a better word. So it definitely makes us a lot better offensively, and I'm excited to kind of see how that feels now going against other defenses that haven't gone against a really solid scheme throughout spring and then also fall camp.
Jonah, obviously, losing Justin, big part of the offensive line, looks a lot different this year. How do you as a returning player, sort of help reshape an identity for this offensive line?
Yeah, obviously it helps with the transition to center, but I've got to take direct leadership of that room and those guys. And like I said earlier, they've done a good job this spring. We've made a lot of progress, but we still got a long way to go. It's just keeping that mindset of attacking every day, knowing we've made progress, but we've got a lot more to do.
Zach, how much faster have you gotten this offseason? Obviously, you talked about faster now, like 4.3. Are you in the 4.2s now? And what's individual, aspect of your game that you've improved the most on?
I definitely have got a little bit faster. I feel like we had put a catapult on me in track. I hit like 23 miles per hour. That was my first time hitting 23, so I was proud of that. And I feel like the biggest aspect of my game that I'm trying to evolve is just being smarter on the field, my football IQ, being able to read defenses a little bit faster, recognizing pre-snap a certain coverage that they may be trying to disguise and then roll into a different coverage. So I feel like that'll just make my game evolve a little bit better. Just being able to change my routes and do all that before the play and after the play based off certain coverages, making it easier for offense.
In the middle, you guys have some new faces there in the backfield. What's your thoughts on their performance so far?
Yeah, I've been super impressed with the two newcomers, obviously one old and one young. Woody is obviously a veteran guy that's played a ton and come in and really hit the ground running. He has a ton of knowledge in terms of pass protection, which is obviously really important when it comes to playing this offense. He also has really natural hands for running back, which you don't often see. So
has that instilled any type of leadership qualities that you're carrying it over here into practice? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely am trying to be a little bit more vocal. In the past, I definitely have just kind of live with my actions. But you know, energy is a big factor in trying to get an offense going. And I mean, as you know, I got a lot of personality, so I just try to carry that over to the team and just make sure I'm getting everybody fired up in the huddle to get us getting the drive going for sure.
Miller talked about this. Lincoln had an interesting comment. He said that the first two practices of spring weren't fully up to your high standard, and then from there on you were locked in. Is there a conversation after those two, or is this something that clicked for you?
No, I don't think there was an explicit conversation. I think that obviously having Caleb there, I could really worry about my performance more than anything else. And I think early on in spring, it was juggling, worrying about the offense as a whole, and then also dialing in on what I need to do for myself. So I think that stuff is good. It's part of the natural progression of just stepping into that role, you know. So I'm really glad I went through it. Not to say that it wasn't frustrating in those first two practices. Obviously, I step on the field, I want to play my standard each and every time. But I'm glad that I kind of went through that adjustment period. And I think I really hit the ground running after that. So it's not that you have success once and then it's all easy after that. You know, like there's ebbs and flows in this thing. So there's gonna be more adversity coming up this year, and I feel like we're well equipped to handle that. But definitely excited about kind of going through those kind of things.
Coming up, you guys have summer workouts, PRPs, and stuff like that. How does that time of year benefit you guys going into the fall?
It's great. I think just in that we have such little required time, we can really take a jump in terms of what we do versus what the rest of the country did. I think myself and the receivers spent a lot of time together in this winter period. And I think we're going to continue to do so. And the more time we can invest on our own, the more of an edge we can get on the field. So definitely excited about that period of time.
Miller, in addition to technique, just there's an emphasis in the secondary to bring in more length, more size.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how did that? How's that kind of played out this spring? Guys like DeCarlos, Marcellus, and the plays they were able to make today.
Yeah, shoot. That first third down, Dunick made a great play on the right sideline. So obviously, kind of see how that played out, but it's been great. I think it also makes me be more precise as a passer, and just helps the team as a whole. And like, you can play more aggressively on defense when you have coverage guys like that. So we definitely seen that throughout spring, and excited about those guys.
Jonah, the defense.
Somewhat of a tough day for not just you, but the entire quarterback room with the interception. So what do you think went into that, and how you guys as a group kind of adapt to that moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we started off not great. Some poor decisions, some balls didn't bounce our way.